30 years later, I wasn't doing art anymore.
So, Robert, tell me a little bit about Twang Design Studio. What does it do?
Twang Design Studio was born out of a necessity. Moved here about 20 years ago, had a apparel company that I was running. I came out of the apparel industry. I was here for about 10 years, and I didn't know anybody because I was just working in my studio doing my apparel, working overseas with my manufacturers, working with my buyers and merchandise managers. So my wife finally said, "We've been here 10 years, you know absolutely no one." So I said, you're right. I need to get into the business. So I started Twang Design Studio as a way to help young entrepreneurs and business people here in the local community build their brands and help them succeed in the marketplace. Not just visuals, but certainly a big part of it, but taking my knowledge of business and helping them build a program and campaigns that would get them noticed in the marketplace.
So, this is a specialty of branding, telling the brand story of these companies and developing it for them.
Absolutely. And branding is a misunderstood thing. Obviously, branding came from the word where people would mark their livestock so that everybody knew that it was their cattle or sheep or whatever. But it has taken on more than that. In today's marketplace, it is very necessary to be sticky in someone's mind that you have a consistent message. Consistency is sometimes more important than the actual visual. If you are consistently there in front of them, same colors, same fonts, same logos, same message, they will remember that. That sticks with them. That is truly what branding should do for you. It should make you unique, make you memorable. So that's really what we do.
What are some tricks that you use to help draw attention?
The attention, again, is yes, you have to have a good visual image, and that's the first thing. But you have to have a good color story, and your color story should relate to your message. The key for us is we believe that a logo does two things. One, I just explained, just be sticky in your mind, something is memorable. But the other part a logo must do, it needs to represent the person that you're doing it for, the owner of the company. It needs to exude a personal pride that they have in their company and what they do and the passion that they have. So we try to build that into every logo that we design and every brand campaign that we design for them. So whether it's videos, whether it's print advertising, billboards, vehicle wraps, it doesn't matter. As long as we're consistent across all of those in their space, we tell the same message. The key is consistency again.
You've worked with a lot of different local businesses at this point. I think a lot of your focus has been on trades.
It has. We've been in business with Design Studio for 10 years now. We have done hundreds of logos for people, which is fun and exciting for us because we're all artists at heart. But we've done everything from rebranding a Catholic church, plumbing, like the trades. We've done law offices. We've done optometrists. The key for Twang is my apparel background, where I had to do a lot of trend researching in the marketplace. And this market here in Southwest Florida is very trade heavy. You know, it was a natural fit for us to go down that path. But we're really wanting to focus to balance out our portfolio of clients on professions.
So what is a good client for you now? What's someone that it'd just be ideal?
Two are really good. Someone that has been working in a profession or in a trade that has decided to put out their own shingle and they want to get in business for themselves. We can help research, find the right name for them, find the right look for that name, and find that representation of their personality, and then build that layout for them. The second one is a business that has been active for a number of years, and it's time for them to rebrand, to update their brand. If you look at all the big companies, GE, Johnson & Johnson, I mean, they go through rebrandings every 5-6 years because they're having to keep up with market taste, market direction. They have to stay relevant. If they don't,
Exactly. Yeah. Clients that would come to you, what would the experience be like when the client first starts interacting with you? What do they expect?
sometimes they come in with a lot of ideas in their head about what we should be doing for them. We listen and redirect, and that's key. Because whatever they do, whether it's a lawyer, a clergyman, a plumber, they're good at that and they're passionate about that. We are good at what we do. And redirecting them and saying, let us show you what we can do, show you why we do things. Second thing that we do is we sit down and interview them, find out what's important to them, what's their vision, what their mission is. Because that's important. Why are you in business? Why are you passionate about this? Where do you see your business in 5 years? And then we find out a lot of personal stuff about them. What do they do with their leisure time? What hobbies do they have? Then we can go out and research what niches we may be able to find for them in the marketplace and exploit that, but also do that personal touch that makes Twang logo different than any other logo.
Something we hear often in the market now is authenticity is needed, and that sounds like that helps to build.
People ask us, well, what's your style? Our style is your style. We can do characters, we can do illustration type logos, we can do just type logos, we can do icon logos. It depends on what fits vision, mission, and your personality, and where we can position that in the marketplace. We go out there, we study who your competition is. We study who is rising and who is falling in the marketplace.
How did C. Robert Brown get to this point? Who's C. Robert Brown? Talk a little bit about you now.
You know, it's kind of a crazy thing. I've always naturally been able to draw and translate the world around me into two-dimensional, three-dimensional representation. You know, going to college, I was a painting and illustration major, but I had a double major. I was also in theater technical. I did lighting and set design. One of the things that happened in college, one of my classmates' father owned a textile mill, and he would sell us slight irregular t-shirts for 25 cents a piece. So we borrowed the print inks and squeegees and stuff and printed shirts and sold them to, fraternities, sororities, intramural clubs, anything. We made enough money to buy a house in 2 semesters. So I got out of college. I wanted to be big, and I had to move out of North Carolina, get to the big city. My portfolio was really illustration heavy, and that was a tough road right there. I answered an ad for a company that was into apparel that wanted to add screen print to their mix. And so I went and they hired me, and next thing I know, 30 years later, I'm vice president of product development for a large apparel firm and traveling all over the world and doing that kind of thing. And I wasn't doing art anymore. And so that was the arc of how I got into the apparel business, being an illustrator. So,
but then got you back
in my wife. I had offices with the staff, and we were doing apparel, and that's fine. She wanted me to get into the local economy, and this was a great way to do it.
And now that you're here in the local economy and you're making your mark, what's one piece of advice you'd give to a new entrepreneur that's just getting started?
Be passionate about what you do. Don't be distracted by the minutia around the business part of it. And then reach out to the people that are passionate about those things that they can handle for you or with you as business partners. Letting go of all the other stuff, because people get so controlling over stuff that's not in their wheelhouse. If you truly want to build and scale your business, find partnerships, find business associates that are like-minded in their lanes that can help you. Build a contact sphere that drives your business and their business.
C. Robert Brown, thank you for coming today.
Thanks.